everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to our 4 for 4 series, the baby round. And today we are going to cut our papers to get ready to start working on our layout. So how fun is this? And so I wanted to say that for this round, this is the 4th time we have been doing the 4 for 4 series, is that this time we are going to do different measurements. But with that being said, you can also do this again and go back and do the previous cuts if you prefer those better. There is no wrong way. But I wanted to show some different cuts because what we're going to do in this 4 for 4 round is that we are going to play with some go-to designs in this baby round. So I thought that would be fun, a little bit of twist, some different measurements and some different page designs, and then also too some different techniques that we're going to play with. So I have a little bit up my sleeve, a little bit up my skirt, and we're going to have some fun. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what I want to recommend is that when you have all of your papers in front of you, the ones you're going to use for your cards, the ones you're going to use for matting, embellishments, whatever, and also your cardstock, put that to the side as well as your bonus sheet. So we are only going to be cutting the 4 papers today, and that would be your paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 4, and you know what they are because you wrote them down, right? Yes, do not even go any further in this video if you have not done this step. I only have one rule, and that is to write your papers down because that's how we're going to build our layouts. Yes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with paper 1 and we're going to cut paper 2, paper 3, and then paper 4 because each one of these have different cuts because we're going to play and play and play in this baby round. Yes, because I wanted to show some different options as far as our paper cuts, because we are going to do a happy horizontal, we're going to do a grid, a band, and a block design with these cuts in our 4 for 4 series. So how fun is that? We are going to put to work what we've been learning in our go-to designs, and that playlist will be linked below if you're interested in that, as well as all the measurements for these paper cuts will be listed below, so just copy and paste them. Okay, and then also too, don't forget to share your kit, what you're doing, what you're making, what you're building, what you're going to play with in Deborah's Facebook group called Love RTS. So make sure you head over there and share. Lots of gals are sharing things that they're buying, things that they're showing. They're showing things that they're making. So it's just fun. Absolutely. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so of course I have my papers 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are in order, and that is how I'm going to cut. So we are going to get started. Now, with that being said, we will have different measurements and we're going to be doing different designs. So if you want to watch the first couple of videos before you start cutting your papers and say, I don't know if I'm going to like that, that's okay. Just go back to the first round in our 4 for 4 series and look at those paper cuts and just do the same thing if you don't want to try anything new. But I always say try anything new because you don't know what you're going to like the most. Yes. Okay. So with paper 1, which is my crepe paper floral, okay, and it is called Little U, and it's called Precious, and of course it is a precious piece of paper. So the first thing I do, and of course I'm left-handed, so everything will be upside down. I may have some glare from my trimmer. That's okay. We're just going to take our time, and if you have to watch this twice and then cut your paper, that's exactly what you should do because we were taught measure twice, cut once, because I do have another one of these pieces of paper, but I don't want to have to go look for it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this branding strip first. That's what I'm going to do. And sometimes you can't go by the branding strip. Sometimes you have to go by this 12-inch measurement. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so there we go. So that is my first one. You see what I'm saying? I cut it at 12 inches. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, man, crepe paper. Come on, seriously. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, well, maybe I didn't cut right. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't. Well, that's okay. Okay, so there we go. There is my first one. Okay, so for the first one, I want to make sure I have my measurements here because I don't want to do this over. No. Now, I will say when you're doing your cutting, pay attention to the direction of the pattern on your paper. For some it matters, for some it doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. But in this first sheet, we are going to have a 6 by 12 block of paper. So pay attention. Do you want it this way or do you want it this way? Okay, because that's the biggest piece. Always go by the biggest piece. And I want this, so I'm just going to cut this at 6 by 12. And you know, I love these big blocks of paper. Now this is a 6 by 12, so can you tell which one of the go-to designs that's going to land on? Yes, absolutely. Okay, 6 by 12. So then what we're going to come and do next is we're going to do a 1.5 by 12. Very simple cuts. This is not hard at all. You'll have more trouble lining your paper up in your trimmer than anything else. Yes, I have a little bit of wonkiness going on, but that's okay. Okay, and I know what it is because my blade keeps popping off of my trimmer gully because I stretched this when I was changing it, so it's definitely my fault. Okay, so let's go. See what I'm saying? It keeps popping off. Okay, and I don't want to put another guide on. Okay, so 1.5 by 12, and then we're going to do the same thing, another 1.5 piece. Okay. I have a little bit off here. Yes, I do. I do. Okay, and then we're going to have a 3 by 12 left, and we're going to cut this in 3 pieces. So all you have to do is cut it at 4 2 times. Easy peasy. Okay, cut it 4, cut it 4. Yes, and then you have those 3. Right there, all the same. Okay, do you want to know where those are going to land? Okay, so that's paper 1, and very, very easy. Okay, and again, we're going to go over that again. A 6 by 12, and then a 1/2 by 12. I'm sorry, 6 by 12, 1 1/2 by 12, 1 1/2 by 12, and then we're going to have a 3 by 4, 3 by 4, and a 3 by 4. Very, 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 very fun. Okay, so now let's go to paper 2. Okay, and just put those to the side, and you don't have to remember anything else because you wrote it down. Absolutely. Okay, so now that is paper 1. Let's go to our paper 2, and I have my templates to my right here because I definitely don't want to make any mistakes. Yes. Okay, so my paper 2, looking at my notes, says pink triangle. So I'm using my paper 2. And that's just the B side of what I just cut, okay, because the pink matched. Okay, now let's see how well or how I cannot cut. Oh yeah, maybe I'll cut that a little bit better. Yes, easily. Okay, so now on this one, we are going to do another 6 by 12 piece of paper. So you tell yourself, do I want my 6 by 12 this way, or do I want my 6 by 12 this way? There's no wrong way. It's however you want your pattern. The only time you really have to pay attention to that is if you have text, okay? But a lot of time text goes in both directions. But we are going to do a 6 by 12 right off the bat. Very, very easy cut. Okay, a 6 by 12, okay? And then we're going to do a 3-inch cut, okay? Okay, now with this 3-inch cut, we're going to cut it at 9. So we have a 3 by 9, and then we're going to be left with a 3 by 3, okay? Easy, easy cut. And then we have this 3 by 12 left. So we're basically going to do the same thing we just did with our first piece. We're going to cut it 4, okay? And I'm hoping that's all in frame. And cut it 4, okay? Okay, so you know we're going to get a grid in one of our designs. Yes, okay, so for paper 2, a 6 by 12. Then we have a 3 by 9, a 3 by 3, and then a 3 by 4, 3 by 4, and a 3 by 4. And again, those measurements will be listed below. Okay, so hang on for a minute and I will get my papers put away and we'll come back and we'll cut papers 3 and 4. But isn't this going fast already? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so hang on. Okay, so now let's start cutting our paper 3. And for me, my paper 3 is my Echo Park Blue Star. And I just love this paper. And it is part of a birthday collection. Party time, but the paper is called Streamers. Very, very fun. Okay, so I'm going to cut off my branding strip, something I do right off the bat. Okay, and then what we're going to do is now we're going to cut a 7 by 12. Okay, so now once again, you say, do I want my 7 by 12 this way, or do I want it running this way? Again, totally up to you. But a very simple cut of 7 by 12. for paper number 3. And then a 1 by 12. Yes, just a 1 inch. Very, very simple. Okay. And then we are left with a 4 by 12. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this at 5 inches. Okay. At 5. And then we're going to cut at 3. And then this little baby we have left, we're going to cut this at 1 inches. And we're going to do that 3 times so we end up with 4 pieces of paper. Okay, how fun is this? Okay, and so I will show you the breakdown of that again. Very, very simple cuts. Okay, so for paper number 3, we have a 7 by 12. We have a 1 by 12. And then we have a 4 by 5. And then we have a 3 by 4. Okay, 4 by 3. And then this left over, these were all 1 by 4. 4 by 1, 1 by 4. There you go. There you go. That is paper number 3. Okay, again, those measurements will be below, but very fun. You know, some of those small pieces may land on some cards because we use every piece of paper. Okay, so now let's go to paper 4, which is my yellow diagonal. Okay, and believe me, do not rely on your brain to remember your papers because you can't. Not when the hubby starts yelling, the kids are screaming, where's dinner? Yeah, you can't remember. No, can't. Okay, so cutting off my branding strip, which a paper from Poland. Amazing. Okay, now on this one, we are going to have an 8 by 8 block of piece of paper. Wonder where that one will land. Okay, an 8 by 8. Okay, so let's come over here, 8 by 8. Okay, I cut that at 8 inches, and then I'm going to turn that so I get my 8 by 8 block right there. Is that not beautiful? Come to mama. Now, with this piece of paper left over, we're going to cut that. Okay, so right here, this would be our 4, and we're going to cut this in half again at 4. So we're taking that leftover piece and making 2 4 by 4s. Okay, and then now we're left with this. I'm looking at my notes. I have them written twice. Yes, I guess I better be looking at them. Oh my goodness, that'd be terrible if I did something wrong. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So then we're going to cut at 1/2. 1/2 by 12. Okay. 1/2. Okay. A 1/2. 1/2. Come on, Janet, get together. Okay. A 1/2 by 12. And another 1/2 by 12. You see how I do my halves on the left and the other cuts on the right? Yeah, that's just a little thing I have. Okay, so 1/2 by 12. Very, very easy. Okay, you do that twice. Okay, and then we're left with a 3 by 12 again. So what do you think we're going to do? The same thing we did before. We're just going to cut this at 4 inches. Okay, I tried to keep these cuts as simple as I could. You know, so it wouldn't make it so difficult. But honestly, very, very simple. And I'll do that again. So for our last paper, paper number 4, we have this 8 by 8, and then with that leftover, you have those 2 4 by 4s that come out of there, okay? And then we have a 1/2 by 12, 1/2 by 12, and then this 3 by 4, 3 by 4, 3 by 4, okay? Okay, that is that piece right there. So very easy cuts, okay? And so you do not have to keep these in order by size. Just keep them in order by the number because we wrote them down, okay? So that's exactly what I will do. This is number 4. I will put that on the bottom. And then number 3 goes on top like that. And then, of course, my number 2 and my number 1, which they're floating around somewhere, they will just go on top, and I will keep those in piles. And that is how simple that is. Now, if you need to watch this twice to go back to make sure you get your measurements right, there's nothing wrong with that, because before I sat down and started doing my cuts, I made sure I looked at my templates. I looked at them twice because I only have one of this. This is what I want to play with. So it's okay to take your time, shut the door, tell nobody to bother you, because when you're measuring, you want to do it right the first time. However, with that being said, if you do make a wrong cut, no worries. Just go grab another piece of paper. Even if it doesn't match and you need, say you need a 4x4 piece of paper. Just go cut it in something else. It will all work. There are no worries about this, because I had to do that one time. I lost a piece of paper. I had to go find something else that matched. Believe me, it all works out. This is all not going to land on all one page. So believe me, it's okay. Okay. And I think that is all I'm going to share in this video, because making the kit kind of got long, got a little bit of chatty, but this is our paper cuts. We only have 4. Keep all your other papers to the side and keep them away from your cuts. Okay. Now I will suggest maybe getting a page protector. In fact, I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to grab a page protector. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my papers in there, because then I have less chance of losing them, because some of those are little. A 1x4, there's a 1/2x12. You can easily lose those. Okay, so I'm just going to stick all my paper cuts in there, and I'll get my paper 1 and 2 and I will stick those in there, and then that will keep them protected, laying amongst all my other things. So now let's talk about kit storage. I will have a video listed below how I stored kits previously in this round, but I probably will be playing with this in the next day or 2. So it simply will just go in a bag. It's going to go on my Razcog, and I'm going to call it good. I won't be bagging it up too much as far as putting it away and putting it in my closet. It'll be close by. So however you need to protect this, that's what you need to do. Put in a page protector, put in a Ziploc bag, one of them Dollar Tree bags, put it in an iris bin, put it in a pizza box, put it in a 12x12 photo box, whatever you need to do to keep your kit supplies and keep them all in order. Okay, so that is what I have for, I'm trying to think what I had. I got piles everywhere. Oh, I tell you what we'll do is that we will look at some pretty things. My brand packs, yes. My favorite embellishments that I put in my kit for this baby rhyme. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a couple-day break. That way everybody can have time to figure out what they want to do for the kit, put their kit together, and then cut the papers. We're in no hurry. We're going to take our time. We're going to take a couple days off, come back, and then work on layout 1. But in the meantime, we are going to be starting our photo series. And I don't know how many videos that will end up being, but that's what we're going to do with our 4x4 baby rhyme. We are also going to talk about photos. Okay, so we've got 2 things going on. So absolutely having fun and chasing the winter blues away. Yes, can I get an amen? Yes, okay, we want spring. Yes, absolutely. So come back to RTS, because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.